What's up, peoples? Just reading an interesting article. And yeah, I know nobody's there yet. Reading an interesting article. Truck Nation has petitioned government. Carlos, what's up? But Truck Nation has petitioned the government to make all trucks exempt from the hours of service, even if they're not hauling emergency supplies. Bad idea. Did you go to the gym with Jim Dunn? He was going to the gym. Stone. I think it's a very bad idea. I was reading, I ain't the only one. Of course, those that said that it was a bad idea, they started getting slammed. I mean, I know I'll hurt some feelings, but guess what? Some of these damn fools out here can't control themselves and their vehicles with hours of service they got. You let them run wild, and we're going to have chaos. Of course, somebody had to jump on there saying, what up, Mike Fox? Someone had to get on there saying that, oh, well, if they lighten up on us now and give us a little freedom, we can prove that we're the good guys and that they can loosen the strings all the way. Oh, please. Y'all got to understand these regulations on trucking, it ain't got a damn thing to do about safety or nothing else. It's all about control. Oh, I know, Stone. And every winter up there in the Northeast, they lighten up there and they let the propane haulers and all them go exempt from the hours of service. And I mean, it happens at their discretion and for what they deem a good cause. I don't think they ought to line up the hours of service on any of it. I think we all should run normal. I know that'll put some people in a bind, but guess what? The majority of them did it to themselves. And what ones that didn't do it to themselves, their neighbor did. I mean, people being stupid and going and buying like they did over this trivial nonsense, that was just stupid. Run normal and let people see that the shelves are empty. Then they might get a clue what trucking's about. Exactly, Steve. That's what I was hinting at. And they're wanting to do a shutdown. Now's a good time. Shut them down. What's up there, BBQ? I know a lot of people came in during my rant. I didn't get to say howdy to everybody, so howdy, everybody. Let me back up. I ain't going to say howdy to Carlos or Stone or Zach. Felicia, what's up? Don't be blaming me on you being up this late. You didn't even know I was coming on. Exactly, Carlos, and they will push them. PD Bulldog, what's up? Okay, that's Mike Fox. Howdy. I've seen your comments and whatnot. What up, Pat Albert? Used to love that show. Hey, it's Pat Albert. What's going on with you, Rick? I'm out here fussing and complaining and moaning and groaning. Working and working. Don't start lying. What exactly, Bulldog? Grandma's been out trying to get a little bit of stuff. She's had to go to the store 3 times to get just our weekly rations. Oh, aggravating the dickens out of both of us. Yeah. Well, Stone, if you don't have ammo, that's your fault. I've been telling you for 2 years, stock up, quit shooting it all up. Well, I hate hearing that, Bulldog. Jay Ryder, what up with you? Well, there you go, Stone, by that barrel. Tony, howdy. Grandma been fighting some headaches the last couple months. Yeah, I know that, and the media's not helping, Bulldog. The media just aggravates the dickens out of me. They're trying to turn this into a panic, which they've done. And then whenever you catch any of their nonsense, they are just trashing Trump. I'm sorry, I think Trump's done a pretty damn good job. Being that he started back in January, and they always called him all kinds of dumb then. Not only the news, but the other politicians, a bunch of the big yuckity yucks in the corporate. Oh, too early. Evidently it wasn't, was it? And now they're having to eat crawfish and say, oh, well, if he hadn't done that, it would be a lot worse. The news won't say that, but there's been some others that have. I mean, they won't give that man a break for nothing. And to be honest with you, they're the ones that have pushed me the most to be a Trump supporter. Because I like the underdog. And the way they pick on him, in my book, that makes him the underdog. So, they just... don't get me started. Howdy, Robert. Ain't seen you in a coon's age. 15 people and 9 likes, Carlos. They don't like me, do they? Little Al, howdy. I had 1 minute left on my 14 hours when I parked up today. Well, I'm not sick and tired of hearing about it. Timothy, my brother, how are you doing over there? Man, your country is taking a hard hit, brother. Anyway, that's what our news is telling us. Is it as bad over there as they're telling us? Well, I do too, Rick. I'm up there in that risk factor myself. Matter of fact, after making that video the other night, pardon my French, but some asshole got on trying to poke fun at me, and oh, Papa Joe's gonna die from the virus, and goodbye, Papa Joe. So since he was saying goodbye, I booted his ass out. I figured that was a pretty good goodbye. I was just being polite. It's a Southern thing. You tell me bye, I tell you bye. You tell me howdy, I tell you howdy. Not good, Papa. Yes, even worse. I hate to hear that, Timothy. You and Mama outside of town a little bit. I know you got a little pub. I'm sure that's closed down now. So, hopefully you guys are outside of town a little bit. Grilla, what up with you? Damn it, Timothy. I hate to hear that, brother. And the hell of it is, you can't really even go nowhere to get any food, can you? Well, the way we hear it, just damn near every other person's got it. Grandma was struggling to go find us anything, but over here it's because people panicked and they went and bought a bunch of stuff and they're hoarding it. That's what our problem is. The news got playing it up so bad and people panicked. Exactly, Bulldog. TJ, bull in the china cabinet. Well, that's what I'd heard is y'all are pretty much under martial law over there. That's what we call it, house arrest. I don't quarantine. I don't care what name you put on it. Now, are they going to send anybody around with food or anything? Or are they going to let everybody starve to death? You went to the mountains, man. We all missed you so bad, everybody went crazy. Well, Timothy, I would tell you to get a PayPal account or GoFundMe account set up. I'd see if I can get some of these people to contribute a little bit to you. But if you can't go out and buy food, then what good's that going to do? Everybody calling in sick. I tell you what, traffic's been pretty light out here overall. Well, Grilla, did you find any gold? Did you get enough where I can retire yet? I need to retire. Well, Timothy, sometimes we have to swallow our pride. And I like to think that my YouTube channel is a family, not just a bunch of people getting together to badmouth the world and the industry. I'd like to think we're a family and we're here and going to help each other out. Now you go hitting that color too good, Grilla. You might have to teach an old fat man how to pan for gold. Then I come out there with my rocking chair and supervise you and tell you how to do it right. And get half the profits. I understand, Timothy. What up, Scott? Well, Bulldog, I'm not sure yet, man. But I'm concerned about it getting down here to our level, to be honest with you. You know, the way, and that was one thing I've been listening to Trump every day when he gives his briefing, his daily briefing. I don't know if anybody else has or not. I've been trying to share them over on my Facebook. I don't know if I did today's or not because I was driving while I was listening to it. But he wanted to bail the airlines out and all this stuff, help their people out. I'm more concerned about the everyday worker. You know, we already know that they're going to take care of the upper echelon and they're going to take care of those on welfare. Well, what about those of us on the bottom rung, the workers, the ones that's really making the money for everybody, but gets very damn little of it? Watch out, I can get on the road tonight, boys and girls. What up, Cliff? Waterbug, howdy, howdy. I reckon it has been a bit because I don't remember your name, but welcome back. Well, good. I'll make you a mind boss. I'm good at being bossy, man. I hear you, Timothy. Well, that's kind of my thoughts there, Bulldog. You know, and he kept saying that, you know, it ain't their fault. It ain't their fault. Well, hell, it ain't our fault either. What's this it ain't their fault nonsense? Nobody blamed them for flying somebody over here that was contaminated. What's that got to do with a bailout? And that's what it boils down to. Now, I listened to the mayor of New York today, believe it or not. He had a pretty long spiel, he did. And normally him and I wouldn't agree on too much. But one thing he did say that I agreed with 200%, and he was saying that our government has came up with money to bail out the banks, bail out the auto industry, fund wars. They good at coming up with money for stupid shit. Now, how about coming up with some money for the working people? I got to agree with him. I mean, I'm sorry, I got to agree with him. And if Trump can't figure out a way to help us out, and not just the upper class, the big corporations, I will have a problem with that. Well, me and Grandma pretty much live paycheck to paycheck. I mean, I can miss a week's worth of work, maybe even two, and recover fairly easy. But much more than that, I'm in a world of hurt. I ain't got no bankroll, and I've been doing this for years. And I don't live high on the hog either. Well, I understand, Timothy. Overall, Trump's a damn good feller. But and I think he's going to pull the country through this pretty good. However, I'm still waiting to see what some of his decisions are. Uh-oh. Pittenham, what's up? JJ, what's up? Well, exactly, Carlos. That's what I'm saying. Those that are professional beggars. I know I'll make some people mad at me tonight, but those that work the system, they know how to work the system, and the government is always pandering to them just to get their damn vote. People don't understand. This welfare that we have in America, that is nothing but modern day slavery. That is government taking control of you and your life. And you stop and think about it. When you're on welfare, they dictate to you so many things that you must do or you cannot do. They take control of you by furnishing you a house, food, paying your electric bill in some cases. They control you. What do you call that? Well, the workers are the last ones that get it, Steve. Oh, somebody hit the thumbs down, Chris. That don't surprise me. I got a couple of haters. Actually, I think it's the same one with a couple of different, whatever you call it, profiles. Well, I got about 19 months and I'll be getting out of the truck, Bulldog. Oh, you're right, Carlos. I wasn't going to start on California, but you are right. Your state has put itself, oh yeah, they've crippled themselves. And what's really bad, dude, in all honesty, is my understanding the majority of the real people in California don't like what's going on. But all those liberal dumbasses in your major cities, they're the ones that's caused your problems. That's what we're worried about here in Texas. Well, I'm in Oklahoma tonight, but that's what we're worried about in Texas. We got so many of your idiots coming from California into Austin, San Antonio, Dallas, Houston, Fort Worth, and they're all getting in there, and they're starting to outnumber us. And I do not understand it any more than I don't understand people coming from a foreign country because they don't like how their country was acting or turning into. They come over here and start trying to change us into what they left. Well, it's the same thing with some of these dumbasses from California. You left there because you set it up, you taxed yourself to death, but you want to come to my state and start trying to change my state into what you just left. If that was so good, get your ass back to California or back to the country you came from. If it was good there, go back to it. If it was bad enough to run you off, then why are you trying to change where you ran to? But see, with that kind of mentality, people will bother to say that I'm a hater and a racist. And no, I'm not. I just live in the real world. I'm supposed to remind you? Well, I don't remember what I'm supposed to remind you, brother. Oh, I'll bet, Carlos. I didn't mean to make you mad, Carlos. Oh, New York is getting bad. Nah, there ain't gonna be no civil war. People ain't got the cojones for it. Exactly, Carlos. Hell, your people still trying to figure out why you call a hillbilly a brother. How did that Mexican and hillbilly get together anyway? Well, I've seen that people have been guessing that he was going to pick a female. I hadn't heard that he had made it official yet. It ain't really time yet. No, Carlos is just pissed off about his state government. And I understand. Oh, me, oh my. All right, y'all done getting me on a rant? Is that over with now? It's JJ's fault. No, it won't be Hillary. Hillary and Biden's got bad blood. I like that post somebody put up the other day that said, you want to get rid of the coronavirus? Convince Hillary that it's going to testify against her. And then it did another one. Someone did another one that said Clinton's 39, coronavirus 23. Yeah. You gotta have a warped sense of humor for that one. There you go, Carlos. Get him. Backwoods, what's up? I'm on a rant tonight, brother. Well, Hillary she done shot her wad. She's out of it. Well, you're on the wrong channel to be cigarette free. You'll go nuts watching me chain smoke. But congratulations on your 2 months. Dog, what's up? It is a hard step to take. Scott, howdy. I don't think I hollered howdy at you. Well, no, Warren, she'll probably be with, well, no, I was going to say with Bernie. But he done picked AOL or AOC or whatever. That dumbass. Oh, that fine young lady. Yeah, you need to get off them vapes, too. Is that thing glaring again? Is that gooder? Yep, nicotine and Mountain Dew. Oh, I wasn't the one that been around her going cold turkey. What is my take on socialism? Really? How long have you been watching my channel? Or are you just trying to get me on another rant? I'll tell you what, have you been to Walmart in the last few days? With the shelves empty? With people panicking and then just grabbing what's available? That's your trial run of socialism right there. The only difference is we're going to bust our ass out here and wind up replenishing the shelves. Socialism, them shelves won't get replenished. And socialism means the government takes over everything. What can you tell me, one thing, that our government has ran and done it successfully? Everything they get their hands involved in gets totally screwed up. They couldn't run a cat house with a line waiting around the block. Yeah, dog, they're closing them everywhere, man. What up, Trucker Willie? Yeah, they are, Felicia. I'm watching them. Oh, yeah, Timothy. It's plumb crazy. And there's people that have been putting up pictures where folks have got to have over 100 rows. We get the big old 24-row packs, and people will have 10 or 20 of them. Be pushing one cart and pulling a cart. No food, mind you. So I kept telling them the other night, you got to have some intake to have some outgoing. But come first of the month, a lot of that stuff would get brought back to your local Walmart because they can't pay the rent. Spend all the rent money on toilet paper. Well, good deal there, Willie. I don't even know how many miles I drove. 466. And it was a rough day. Sat around a lot. But that ain't gonna work, Carlos. That will start a revolution. I haven't heard of them closing any showers. Yeah, you was trying to get a rise out of me. You just wanted me to go on another rant. Well, a lot of us have gone to that. I haven't. My son has. He's been trying to get us to. And I might. Why not? I'm waiting on Carlos to install his first. Then he's going to fly out to the house and put in 2 of them for me and Grandma. Either way, it's a losing situation for me. Because if I don't like it, I'm going to get mad. If I do like it, I'm going to say, damn, why didn't I do this before? Now, I haven't seen or heard of anybody selling it, but it wouldn't surprise me, JJ. To me, it's more a case of it's hooray for me and how you getting along. I just don't understand why toilet paper. Really? Now, I understand the hand sanitizers and all that stuff. I can see that. I can see food. But the toilet paper went first. And then they came back for the food. I told Grandma, I said, once you shop, you go home with it. Don't go to another store. You go to another store, they'll knock the window out of your car and steal your food. Especially if you got toilet paper. Carlos told me in California, toilet paper was worth more than your wallet. They'll break into your car and leave your wallet and take your toilet paper. Or your tissues. That was a joke, people. Oh my goodness. So I like the old Crocodile Dundee movie where he seen it in New York. Well, Timothy, I can do that. All I got to do is get the Downy dryer little cloths. Hell, I wipe my butt with that and I'd smell like springtime. And I'll be wrinkle free. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm glad you're joining us on Sunday. Go back into the archives, watch some of the old ones. Is that what it is? It's the meth heads? Well, JJ, you got time to sit around and surf that stuff. I don't even have eBay on my phone anymore. Nor Amazon. Yep, my dad was a trucker too. A lot of my family was. Well, Timothy, on some of them, they need a wire brush, not a shaving brush. Ralph, what up? $80 a bottle, really? They weren't greedy, were they? Well, I wasn't a Boy Scout either, but I know about corn cobs and Sears and Roebuck and cutting up your old t-shirts. Not to mention all them little single socks you got that drawer full of that you ain't got a mate for. There you go. JJ appreciate it. Michael, what up? Really? I'm already dispatched 2 or 3 days out. I've heard a couple other people say that. I don't know what's up. Some companies seem to be having problems. right now we're not. Knock on wood. Oh, I know what you meant, Scott. All right, Bulldog, take care of that kitty cat. I don't know why they would be short-staffed. I'll do it, Timothy. God bless you, brother. I hope y'all start making a recovery. Are they even saying y'all are getting close to bouncing out of it? If he ain't already gone on me. Well, our stores ain't closed. But no, I meant is your nation. Are y'all seeing any kind of a decrease in all the contamination and all the nonsense? Although Trump did badmouth your nation the other day, your politicians. He said leaving the borders open like they was and letting people just run rampant. He said that was a bad call on their part. Well, that's pretty much what our president was saying, so evidently he wasn't misspoken. All right, Timothy, my brother. You'll be in my prayers. Hopefully you'll be in a few other folks' prayers. I'll be on in the next couple nights. I'll be worried about you, brother, so join in. Keep me updated on you. Yeah, Keystone Cop stuff, I hear you. All right, brother. Love you, man. Y'all keep Timothy and his family and his country in your prayers, please. Italy's getting hit hard over there, whether y'all know it or not. No, I'm all right, JJ. I think the other day when I mentioned it, I think it was just the stress and anger and aggravation of a hard couple of days. Sometimes I get excited, not that y'all have ever noticed that. Oh. Well, exactly, dog. That's the whole thing, is that our government is supposedly trying to keep us from getting that bad. That's why they're taking some of the steps that they are. And Unfortunately, we're all going to have to make some sacrifices, including the truck drivers. The truck drivers are, what I'm reading online, are wanting to be the hero and treated like heroes and not have to have any of the misfortunes of all this. They're raising a fuss because a lot of the fast food joints are only doing carry out or drive through. And if they're only doing a drive through, they won't let you walk up. That's wrong, I'll grant you that. But then I seen some moron got on there yelling at drivers and, well, you're supposed to be carrying food in your truck. If you got caught flat-footed, that's your fault. Go to Walmart. Well, guess what? Walmart's out of stuff. What good's it going to do you to go to Walmart? And the way people don't cook anymore, the stuff that you can throw in that microwave up there, that's off the shelves. That's gone. But some people are quick to criticize others. But I'm not one of them. Well, unless it's Carlos or JJ or Stone or Jim Dunn or Chris. There's a few of them I'm quick to criticize. But they like it, so it's not harassment. It's all racial. Oh, well, maybe it's just being a hater. Well, with Carlos, it's both. He can't decide one day to the other if he wants to be a racist or a hater. I think at noon sometimes he changes. Wouldn't you like to be locked up in an office with him? Huh? You loved gators and stuff. See, now if I'd known it, when we went out to Miss Flores to her restaurant, if I'd known she had frog legs, mister, there'd have been one Mexican writing back to California saying, I ate frog legs and gator. You'd went back, they'd thought you'd done switched to being a hillbilly. Oh, he liked his gator. There's a video up, Felicia. I don't remember what we called it. But actually, there's 2 or 3 videos where he was at my house for a few days. Now, one of them is where I'm doing the cooking. Him and Grandma just standing around talking and eating. But he goes trying that gator. And he's up close. He gives you a close-up of him trying it. He was scared. I ain't gonna lie. He was scared to try it. He thought I was pranking him. And the moonshine. Grandma brought out her moonshine. Me and him sitting outside doing a video. And I said, you want to do a snort? And he's like, really? You snort it? Oh, I get it. He's still a hillbilly in training. Only thing worse than a hillbilly is a Mexican hillbilly. No, we didn't wrap the moonshine in bacon. It was good times, Carlos. If they didn't have a travel band up, I'd tell you, come on, let's do it again. Grandma just got another box of catfish. We've been having trouble finding our gator, though. I'll tell you what, you come up again and we might make a run over to Louisiana, over to Don's. They're a little pricey over there. And it'll be a good 2-hour trip from my house over there, maybe a little more than that. But Don's got some pretty good Cajun food over there, including gator. And maybe JJ will come down there and meet us at Don's. Ain't no need saying we'd go to his house. He don't eat gator. And Dean might not like me going in and taking over the kitchen. Actually, I'm not a real big fan of mud bugs. They're too much work for too little profit. But now I taught my kids about them. My kids would tear them up. And a lot of times where I'm at, they cook them too damn hot. But they want to do mud bugs and beer. I don't drink beer. So I don't need to have an excuse to eat something hot to drink another beer. No, Chris, they're not going to ban us from crossing state lines. They can't. Well, I cooked him up some tater steaks with the catfish. And what all did we have that night? Let's see. We had catfish, gator, hush puppies, coleslaw, steak fries, tater steak fries. I think that was about it. You missed all kinds of stuff, Chris. What up, Jamie? JJ, I bet you don't even eat them. You're such a damn picky eater. Now, they ain't gonna ban nobody from crossing state lines, man. They just ain't gonna do it. That'd be too much like martial law. Right now, they're practicing their martial law. Seriously, I think that. I think the way they've set this panic in, there's more behind it than meets the eye, ladies and gentlemen. You mark my words. I think this is a trial run for something. You heard that first here, or you heard that here first. Oh, I'm just raising fuss, Jamie. If you go getting hungry and gaining weight, don't blame the channel. up, David? Okay, David, let's see. Are you the one that had the big dog? I know some of you boys was hard to understand. Y'all remember me talking about doing the rock and roll circuit? He's one of the Canadian drivers. And actually they had one that I could understand. And he had a beautiful dog. Man, she was a beauty. Was it a Malamute? Ricky is in quarantine. Dadgummit, Ricky. What'd you do get put on house arrest? Oh, I don't know, Chris. Well, they were just asking Trump about that the other day, if he was going to close the borders, the northern borders, Canada, and he wouldn't answer them. They try to trap him. You know what? Now, I don't think Trump is Jesus or none of that nonsense, okay? But with the way that the press and all them try to trick him and trap him on their questioning, reminds me of reading the Bible about how they did Jesus. They was constantly trying to trap him, trying to trick him, get him to say something that they could find fault with. And that is exactly what these damn reporters remind me of. Did that make sense to anybody? Ricky's in Iowa. No, it wasn't a chick with a dog. Well, with today's terminology of the sexes, maybe he was a chick. I don't know. But he looked like a guy. Yeah, I think he was in a Volvo. But see, I did 2 different circuits with you guys. I did one with Ariana Grande. And dadgummit, who was that second outfit I was with? I can't think the name of the second one. No, I was based out of the Chicago area. Nope, wasn't in no circus. All right, dog, you enjoy your evening, brother. Nightsider, what's up? Welcome to the channel. I don't recall seeing you before. Well, we was truck drivers on the show. So all we had to do was run our tails off all night and then go eat breakfast, go to bed. Well, that ain't quite true. We'd eat breakfast and then we'd unload, then go to bed. And I did the merch. I had the merchandise on mine, so I got special treatment. Dadgummit, what was his name? Oh, he was a good guy too. Our lead driver. And boy, he could back some trucks up. And I tell people about that too. These guys that have trouble backing up, I tell them, that's all right. Learn how not to use your mirrors and back up. That throws them for a no, it wasn't Ben. I'll think of it after the live stream's over. Well, see, and I got to agree with you there a little bit. I think there's something in it. And if you notice, they have these really bad times like this on election years. Uh-huh. So, yeah, there might be something in about tanking the economy. And they might be trying to do it to knock the voters away from Trump. I don't think it's going to work. Like I said, overall, I think Trump's handling it pretty damn good. There's a couple of things he's saying and doing that's got me raising an eyebrow. But we'll see where it goes. Harry Jones, howdy howdy. I hear you, Carlos. Well, thank you. I'm glad you watch them. Thank you, JJ. I was waiting on somebody to stick up some of my tags on there. No, you are quite right. Bernie and Biden, neither one of them would really run the country. Biden damn sure wouldn't. Biden would be nothing but a puppet. And that's a fact. And Bernie, he's another one that gets bouncing off the walls. Chris, you don't want me to run for president? Biden ain't in nobody's right mind. You're right, Carlos, they would. What up, John? You're right, ain't seen you in a while. Welcome back. I'm still on here agitating people, pretending like I know a little bit of something. I've got them all Buffalo too. Well, technically, this strand of coronavirus ain't been around. And if you read up on the history of it, this strand came out of North Carolina. They was working on it over there, and it was, oh hell, who's the rich guy wanting to give her, the Facebook guy, I think it is, or not Facebook, damn it, I can't think his name. One wanted to give everybody vaccines. But he was from Bill Gates. He was funding it. And it got getting so bad that our government said, no, stop. You can't go no farther. Well, instead of destroying stuff, Bill Gates works a deal out with China. And they take it over to China. And China starts working on it over there. Now, I'm told that the laboratory, brand new highfalutin laboratory they built over there, Soros had something to do with it. That part I'm not real sure about. But they get working on it over there, and somehow it mysteriously got out. Now, if you check further, you'll find out that there was a half a dozen people or so from that building, from that lab, that was caught around the world that had this virus literally on them. Huh. Now that's what I've read on 2 or 3 different sources. So that makes me raise my eyebrow and wonder what's really behind it all. And do I trust them? Not a damn one of them. Bill Gates or none of them. Which is what makes me have such a critical eye on Trump. Because I don't trust no politicians. I don't trust no rich people. You know, that's like our country's in such a bind, and countries around the world, and all these people really care. Well, if you're a billionaire and you really care, what are you doing for our country? We've got several rich people, millionaires and billionaires, and got more money than they know what to do with. Well, what are you doing for the working class? What are you doing for any of the workers in the companies that you own? The people that busted their ass to make you a billionaire. Are you helping them out right now while they're having to take time off and whatnot? No. I guarantee you they're not. Y'all try and get me on a rant again. Knock it off. Won't happen, JJ. Biden's a lot of stuff, Carlos. Well, I know you're nuts, Chris. Miss Clementine, what's up with you? I read your long book, or post, I'm sorry. No, it was a book. And no, I don't mind. So don't take that the wrong way. I read it. And you are correct. A lot of stuff you said in there I have already read and agree with. And you are seconding what I've already known. I just don't put all that out on here. People think I'm crazy. As for the stuff you was telling me get in my medicine kit, girl, I don't even know what the hell you're talking about. I'm going to have to show that to Grandma and say, all right, Grandma, what is she talking about? But I might end up down your way sometime here in the future. I would definitely like to meet you and your husband. I'll let you cook me dinner. Since you're a country girl, you already know how to cook. I'm a country boy. I know how to eat. No, I hear you, Miss Clementine. Ain't that amazing how that works, Nice Cider? Well, that's not quite true, Carlos. The way that worked is that they had the virus, and yes, it did get over to that weird bat. All right. Then they think the bat gave it to some Chinese animal. I forget what they call it. It looks like an armadillo. And this all happened at a petting zoo. A petting zoo is where this happened. It ain't like it was out in the wild. And then all these people, and it also happened to be during the New Year's, the Chinese New Year celebration. So all these people go into this petting zoo where these armadillo type critters are running around that are contaminated. They start passing them around to the people, to the humans. So yes, it went to the bat, then it morphine, which a lot of people don't realize. These viruses can morphine into other things and build up their immunity and all that. So it went from the bat to these armadillo type critters to the humans. And it all happened real quick during a national holiday when they have people from all around the world coming back to celebrate. That's what I'm saying. You know, I didn't go into it the other night and won't go into it too deep tonight. But there's too many things that I'm hearing about it, reading about it, that just makes me scratch my head and say, what else is behind this? Mic drop, huh? Well, Miss Clementine, you're up to date. What was the name of the company that Bill Gates sold? Was it at the end of December or beginning of January? He sold out one of his companies and made billions of dollars. And right before all this stock market, he'd been buying it up. Man, I can't remember it. See, that's the problem with sometimers. Only my sometimers is turning into a no-timers. But Bill Gates did some real fancy maneuvering, selling a company off just in time for this stuff to hit before the stock market crashed. Ain't that amazing how that works? While the stock markets was way up. Now, I know he's a smart feller and all that, but sometimes these smart people make me wonder. All right, Chris. Good seeing you in here again, brother. Be careful out there. Really now? See, I ain't heard about that yet. Now I know that, I guess I don't know it. Antibiotics does not work against it. However, antibiotics do help some of the side effects, some of the symptoms, which in the long run helps it. There was something else they said that they was given that was helping to fight it. And now they're doing a test on 2 people that they might have an antidote. Y'all eat dogs. Chihuahuas don't stand a chance in Mexico. What up, David? Well, I'll be over there in West Salem Springs tomorrow. And I know you'll probably be waiting on this load I got so you can go deliver it, huh? No, I don't, Alman, and welcome to the live stream. Oh, hell, I don't know. I'm somewhere in Oklahoma. Oh, a company called LWT. Yeah, something like that, Felicia. All 12 of them, JJ? You don't need all 12. I know people that use the CPAP out here. What do you want to know about it? You can drive out here with a CPAP. You just have to let your doctor know it. Whoever you're going to for your physical. You have to be able to do a printout showing that you're using it like you're supposed to. A certain amount of hours a night or whatever. But if you're following your instructions and using it, it's not a problem. But you'll only get a 1-year card. No, I haven't, David. I ain't looked too much. I don't stop at truck stops very often. When I do, it's like this one. I park up here. I'm back here on Party Row. In the morning, I'll roll up there, get a cup of ice, probably get a biscuit. This is a little mom and pop, so I like to patronize them. So I'll get a breakfast biscuit, a cup of ice, and I'll go to the yard. I do my best to not do anything at these truck stops anymore. So I try not to even use the bathroom at these truck stops. I'd rather wait and go to one of my customers or at our yard. That's just how I am. Well, could be, Michael. Oh, I can't tell you about the pressures. If you've been tested and you know that you have sleep apnea, whoever did your testing, they should tell you what pressure to run it. That ain't something that you guess at. They will figure out how many times a hour you stop breathing, and they'll set your pressure accordingly. And nowadays they have it where you can test at home. You don't have to go into the clinic and all that. You get him, Carlos. Well, Miss Clementine, you need to look me up on Facebook. Send me a friend request. Well, Michael P., how much experience you got? If you only got a year, you need to get on with whoever you can. You need 2 years before any company worth a damn is going to even talk to you. If you got 2 years, you can talk to Larry Williams, but we're down here in Oklahoma. There's no TB in the yard, David? To my knowledge, they're not, Jay Ryder. Excuse me. Really, David? You took it, didn't you? That's all right. I do have stuff in here. I can make it happen. Well, Michael, you might not have a lot of choice, but I always tell people try to stay away from mega companies. But that's hard to do when you're a rookie. That's why I tell people, get on with whoever you can for them first 2 years. Whoever sounds like the best bet for you. Yeah, Jay Ryder, that's her. Well, we got plenty at the house. Grandma bought a pickup load of it. We probably got 2 or 3 pallets worth. Well, or else a 12-pack or 24-pack, whatever size she buys it in. Enough to get us through a couple weeks. Dadgum, I've been cutting these off at an hour, and here we're almost an hour and a half. Y'all ain't bored yet? He passed his year and they're asking him to train. Well, nothing against him, darling, but with the year, he still needs train. There you go. Yes, you do, Jay Ryder. Well, welcome to the live stream, Marcy. Then off to college. What a deal. Oh. Well, I've been shut down for almost 2 hours. I am going to be getting off here and going to bed. I got to get up in 8 hours and go trucking. Oh, goodness. Yeah, they're closing a lot of schools for the rest of the year. Bunches of them. Which ain't saying much. They only got a month or two left. Uh-huh. There's only one true chick magnet, and I be him. There's a lot of copycats, like JJ, wannabes. He just don't make the grade. Yeah, I know, Carlos. Another hillbilly woman. It ain't only Grandma that has them hand cannons. Worse yet, some of them know how to use them. Them boys I worked with, when I bought Grandma her first one and started teaching her how to shoot, they thought I was crazy. You bought your wife a gun? Yeah. I taught her how to shoot it, too. Damn, man, what if she wants to shoot you? I said, well, I want her to do it right. Hell, I don't want her to wound me. Common sense where I come from. I'm not that old, dear. I hear the laying low in Kansas. No, Jay Ryder, it ain't that he done so well. That's just how these companies are nowadays, unfortunately. Oh, Midwest is fine, man. Oh, goodness. Well, folks, I'm going to get off here, start wrapping up my night, give Grandma a quick call. Then I got to hit the rack back there. I got to get up in a few hours. Appreciate each and every one of you coming and joining tonight. It was a good live stream. Y'all remember, good Lord loves you. So do I. Y'all have a blessed evening. Be careful out there, eh?